Welcome everyone to Late Night with BS3. And tonight we're going to be kicking it off first with the Ari and Daddy show. Real quick, I'll say this. I am styled by Tracy Killian Styling. He'll be coming on the show later on. Also, we'll have a Creating Young Minds recap that I'll be doing right after the Ari and Daddy segment. And last but not least, like I said, Tracy will be coming on. We'll be talking about today's style, and also we'll be talking about the NFL draft. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Good evening to HRAP B. Thank you for tuning in. Brian D. Williams. Click right there. I don't know the person. But thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. Ari, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited to do tonight's show. We'll be doing Sonic 2. So if you have not seen Sonic 2, it was released last month, and this is what we'll be reviewing tonight. I was a fan of Sonic playing it on Sega. So now I'm also a fan of it watching the movie, and this is the second one, obviously, like I said. So let's get into what's first up on the list. Our initial thoughts of the movie. And let's pull that up right here. So initial thoughts. Go ahead, Ari. What were your initial thoughts?
Someone else on here.
I know he's coming on later. Don't worry about that. What are your initial thoughts?
I can say hi. Well, first, my initial thoughts are, well, the movie was good, but my real initial thoughts was that I think just the really good part of it was just like how he was just how Sonic helped. So that's my initial thoughts on the movie. What about you?
So my initial thoughts was I was excited. Honestly, like I said, I watched or played Sonic on Sega. So for me, it was pretty cool to see it in a live animated type action. So I was looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing Jim Carrey again. Looking forward to seeing Knuckles, which was one of the characters that was brought to life in this one. So it was definitely my initial thoughts were excitement because I was really looking forward to checking this movie out with my daughter. So
and the really fun part, not at the movie, but in the theater,
you being excited.
No, okay. This will just be that will be the funniest moment in the movie and in the theater. But now, what was our light? What was the plot?
So I'll let you go first. What was the plot of the movie?
The plot of the movie was Sonic. So Sonic was staying home because his parents, not actual parents, but his parents were taking a trip to like Hawaii sort of, and he had to stay home. But he said that this stuff would be clean and nothing bad would be happening. But after they left, it was a big mess. So then he found this whoa, what's the man's name who's trying to destroy him?
Mr. Robotnik. You talking about the Jim Carrey, right?
Robotnik.
The white guy.
Yeah. So Robotnik came again, but instead of with guns and stuff like that, he came with another. What are they called?
I don't know.
What is Sonic? He's a hedgehog.
He's a hedgehog, but he was from another
dimension.
Yeah, like another planet. Now I don't know what. I don't remember what he's called exactly, but he's kind of a life-size hedgehog, basically.
Yeah, and Mr. Robotnik came with a hedgehog. Well, Sonic is a hedgehog that lives. Well, I don't know where he lives. I don't know where he lives, but Robotnik came with Knuckles, and Knuckles was another hedgehog. It
Thank you, Courtney, for tuning in. He says, "What's up, Sutter family, BSU Network family? We appreciate you, Courtney. Had a great show earlier today talking about the WNBA. So make sure to check that out. BS3 Network on Roku. You'll be able to check it out on Roku later today, but it's up on YouTube and on his social media on Facebook as well. So thank you, Courtney, for tuning in. And real quick, let me say this. We are live right now on Roku. If you have a Roku TV or device, you can check us out on Roku and just add BS3 Space TV. That's where you'll be able to add us. Also, we're live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We're live on every platform where video is available. So thank you for that. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification bell, be on top of future content. Also follow us on all social media, BS3 Network. So yeah, basically getting back.
I'm not finished with
Okay, go
mine.
ahead.
So one more thing with the plot was.
I can do this. Go ahead and talk, and then you can do it when you're not talking.
Okay, I'll do that one.
Go ahead and talk.
Okay, so just so you know, what's the red one called?
Knuckles.
So Knuckles, he came from the echidnas.
Yeah, good memory.
No, I remember it was in the movie anyway, but I don't remember where Sonic was.
You got a good memory.
So Knuckles came from the echidnas, but Sonic came from like the owls, I think. Well, like the owl was the one who was protecting him.
Right. Yeah, the owl. If you have or haven't seen the movie, yeah, there was an owl that helped protect Sonic when he was a kid, and so Sonic was able to be protected by the owl, and the owl was pretty much his family.
Yeah, but then the owl got killed, and Sonic won.
Yeah. Right. Anything else you want to share on the plot?
No, your turn.
All right, so pretty much my take on the plot was that Sonic, he became he had basically somebody that took care of him. It was two adults. He was kind of like their son, if you will. So at the end of the first one, he kind of saved everybody, and he saved the city that they lived in. So in this one, he basically, Mr. Robotnik, came back from like a mushroom planet.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on a mission to get Sonic again, because Sonic was the one that sent him to the mushroom planet. So Knuckles came on this time, and Knuckles was basically Mr. Robotnik's weapon to try to get back at Sonic. So that was kind of the idea of how it kind of was going down. We'll talk more about that as we go along.
And there was not a funny part, but it was a sort of scary and cool part. We don't have
scary and cool part.
Yeah, we don't have to add that. You don't have to. You don't want to. Fine, we can. But the scary and cool part, we don't. I'll just add it on the paper. We don't have to print it.
We can do it next time. Let's stay on track. We can do it next time. Stay on track.
But now.
So what's next?
Now, what was our dislikes on it?
You want to do likes first?
We already did. Oh yeah, I forgot. Likes. What was our likes on this?
So for me, my likes was seeing Knuckles. That was pretty cool to see him. Also, my likes were, they had some funny moments with Jim Carrey. I always love seeing him on screen. He is one of my favorite actors of all time, and he's extremely funny. So there was some funny moments throughout the movie that were my likes. Being able to see Jim Carrey with the Mr. Robotnik mustache, if people have played Sonic, that was pretty cool. So that was some of my likes. What about you?
Well, my first like was that Sonic Sonic, Knuckles, and who was the one who could fly? That one, right?
That was Tails. Yeah, I forgot
So-
about that. Tails, yeah.
So Sonic. So my first like was when Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles teamed up to protect something. Protect a green gem that Robotnik was trying to steal.
Yeah.
Because the echidnas, the echidnas and the owls fighted because the owls were supposed to protect the green gem that gave a lot of power,
Mhm.
but it would be bad if the echidnas took it because the echidnas were evil. So if they had took it, then it would have been in a really bad situation. So 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 all three of the hedgehogs teamed up to protect it, but to use it for good, but not bad.
Not for evil.
Yeah.
All right.
And my second like was when
Just leave the pepper alone.
was
Just look at the
when
screen.
Tails came into the movie. So that was another one.
Yeah.
Now, what was our let me put it on. What was our dislikes?
So my dislike was, I would say, when Tails was really, well, not Tails, when Knuckles was really mean at first to Sonic. That was probably my dislike. And I think when Mr. Robotnik got into that big suit, that was one of my dislikes because I thought he was gonna kind of take everything over. So that was two of my dislikes.
What do you mean with the suit? How was that?
Remember when because he was bigger than everybody. So when remember he got all the metal from the town,
Yeah.
and that's how he built that. So I was kind of I was a dislike because you don't want the town now. It's a really small town, so they had to rebuild everything all over again. So that's not cool.
Yeah. So I have two dislikes, just like Daddy. My first dislike was that Knuckles was being mean. I'm not taking that from you, but he was actually being mean, and I didn't like that because at the end he figures out that Sonic wasn't even the key to getting the green gem. He wasn't supposed to get the green gem, but he figured out that he's just supposed to protect it, just like Sonic, and they all three are supposed to protect it, and Mr. Robotnik, Knuckles. My second dislike was that Knuckles should have figured out already that Mr. Robotnik, he just had to destroy Mr. Robotnik, so then he could not get the gem. I feel like that was my second dislike because I just really felt like that he could have already figured that out, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Now, can you give me a drum roll?
We don't have a drum roll.
With your hands.
We don't have a drum roll.
Yes, we do. It's the one that you make with your hands.
I'll get an actual drum roll sound next time.
Fine. Funniest moments. You go first.
Okay, so funny moment. One of them was when Mr. Robotnik came back, and he was at that coffee shop, and the guy was like making him his coffee, and he made his face in the coffee. Remember that?
Well, the guy was the one who used to work for him.
Right. Well, he's kind of still works for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, when he made his face in the coffee, that was funny.
Well, he made one with him and him and Mr. Robotnik.
Yeah, he made him like a what is that called?
How do you
a latte or something, or an espresso? I think he made, and he had his face on there. So yeah, that was that was funny. That was one of my funny moments. The other one was when Sonic was at home and his parents or so left, and then as soon as they left, he had a huge party. Well, it was just him really,
Yeah.
and the house was just torn up. It was just stuff everywhere, popcorn, candy. It was just some everything.
Water, he was like
Water.
playing in
He
there.
was doing some everything. It was out of hand. Sonic definitely would have got in trouble. And I don't know. No, he didn't clean it up by the time they got back. Now, my third funny moment was when Knuckles. I think it was kind of towards the end. They were playing baseball at the end, and he like hit a home run, and Sonic was, which the voice was by Idris Elba, but basically he didn't know how to interact. He didn't know how to have fun. He thought fun was like a job or something. So
he did like power fist and like and the ball literally literally went out of the park and literally like it was like gone. It was the only ball they had.
Yeah, so that part was funny. So yeah, those are my funny moments. What's your funny moments?
I have two. My first funny moment was when the man who was still working for Mr. Robotnik, he gave him the drink. He gave him the coffee, and it was the cappuccino or something like that they made. And Mr. Robotnik drank it, but before in Sonic 1, he liked those. But now when he drank it, he said, this could use a little bit of mushroom. Because he was in the mushroom planet,
right.
And he was making coffee.
That's all he had was mushrooms. So yeah, that was a good moment. I like that one too.
And then I think you should have done that one. And then the second one, was was when Knuckles hit the ball, and then you forgot to say the rest of that one. But when Knuckles hit the ball, and he was like, I win, and then Buster, and then all of them except for Knuckles was like, that was our last ball. And then
yeah, because he hit it so hard, and he hit it with his fist, didn't he? Yep. He didn't have a ball. Yeah.
Yep. He was supposed to use the bat, but instead he just used his fist. Yeah. And then she said, "Yay!" Like the mom said, "Yay!" Even though it wasn't really yay. That was her last ball. And then she was like, "Who wants ice cream?" And then he was like, "Let's get ice cream. Like let's get the let's get the treasure."
He never had ice cream before either.
Yeah.
So Knuckles had a rough childhood. He didn't remember a lot of different things. So that was a very interesting part.
Yeah.
And funny.
And my third one, well, I have two more.
Okay, sure.
So my third one was when Mr. Robotnik had the gym, but he was like moving around like fast with the green gym.
Oh yeah. And he became a completely different person. Yeah. He had the gym. Yeah.
And his mustache, he made it different. His mustache was different.
Yeah, his
mustache. Can people still see us?
Yes. Keep talking.
And
yeah, his mustache was really thin, and it was really long. So it was a very interesting. Yeah, he became a completely different person when he had the green gem, which made him have all power and everything. So
yeah,
that was a funny segment.
And then the one more, the last one, was when Sonic was all gold, and and he was like sitting down like that, and he was standing up, but his eyes were closed. And then Knuckles said so his family was about to hug him, and then Knuckles said, "No, you can't hug him because he has like all the power." And then Sonic made like a hot dog with like I guess like trash or dirty stuff. He made like a beautiful hot dog. He ate it. He said, "You should taste this." And then he like ran around and like And then Knuckles said, "Okay, he's exactly your
It's
Sonic."
exactly the same Sonic. Yeah.
Yeah, he just had a different color. So yeah. Now,
All right, and we are reviewing Sonic 2. You can see Sonic 2 over my shoulder, over Ari's shoulder. That's what
can
we're
we
doing
move? Can we move so
tonight.
they can see it? Move like that. So just
There we go. Sonic 2, Ari and Daddy show. All right, so next up is
right there.
what would you change? You want to go first?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
So, this is really hard because the movie was super good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And Mommy was really happy when she was looking at me watching it, having
You were
expression.
really excited.
Yeah. This is really hard. Actually, you go first. I can't do it.
All right, I'll go first. So, what I would change is I would bring Tails maybe in earlier in the movie because Tails kind of came in probably like halfway maybe.
Why did you bring him in earlier? Well,
I just like
what was happening earlier?
I'm just saying I would introduce him as a character earlier in the movie.
But what happened earlier if Tails was in earlier?
Well, I mean, if Tails, they could have introduced Tails at the beginning when he had the party or something. You know, that could have been like his friend. So that would be one thing.
Second thing?
One thing I would change. Let me see if there's anything else. I think they did a pretty good job. So I think that's the only thing I would change.
Well, I would change first Knuckles being mad at the beginning with Sonic. I would definitely change that because Sonic didn't do anything wrong, so that's why I would change that. I would change it to Knuckles being happy, but being mad at Mr. Robotnik.
Yeah. And he did catch on. So spoiler alert, he did catch on what Mr. Robotnik was trying to do because he just really wanted all the power. So eventually he teamed up with Sonic and Tails.
And then the second thing I would change is Mr. Robotnik maybe Mr. Robotnik could have got the green gem maybe at the earlier in the movie because that might have been a little bit better. So then Sonic could already get Mr. Robotnik. Just saying.
Okay. Cool.
Wait, can I pick it?
Yeah, you will. I'm just looking at something. All right. What's the next?
Oh, we still have many more comments.
Favorite character? So you want to go first or am I going to go first?
You go first because I already know who your favorite character is.
What am I going to say?
Tails.
Nope. Knuckles was my favorite character.
Oh, but you said that you liked
Knowing
Tails.
that Knuckles was Idris Elba, that
No.
was exciting, and introducing him was honestly pretty cool. Playing, like I said, playing Sonic. We knew Sonic from one, so introducing Knuckles was my favorite character for sure.
You have to guess my favorite character. If you don't know which one it is, I'll still tell it.
Tails.
Nope.
Sonic?
No.
Mr. Robotnik?
No.
Ooh. wasn't there many characters in there? The mom?
No.
I don't know who.
I thought you could figure this out. There's gonna be There's gonna be tips. There's gonna be a third.
We don't know. The way it ended, possibly maybe a Sonic 3, but we don't know.
No, we know because there was this. It looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Just that's how you know.
Okay, on track. Who's your favorite character?
Tails, because he can fly around.
I didn't say I said Tails.
No, you said who you picked. Who you picked? You didn't pick Tails.
I said Tails.
I know. I was pretending.
All right, so
Tails because he can fly with his tail.
Which
Besides,
cool.
that's why his name is Tails. Do you have any other favorite characters?
Nope.
Besides that one.
That was it. All right, next.
Next
Now that
is
one we
who
don't
would
have,
you?
hold on. We don't have that one. We got to go to that list.
What was the? Oh wait, you have to make what that?
What was the action?
Yeah, I added that.
What does that mean?
Like, what was one action part in the movie that you liked?
So what was the best action part?
Yes. We can still go what was action. But just say like what was the best action part. Okay, that's gonna be a new one that we're gonna be using. So
hold on. Don't pull my hand. We talked about that.
How? Now put your hand on my finger. Why does that say April?
Go ahead and talk. Best action parts.
No, it's just what was it?
I don't remember what was the best actor. Maybe that's what we put.
No.
It says action. Okay, so what was? Go ahead. Use the mouse.
So next is best action part.
You want to go first?
You go first.
The best action part was Mr. Robotnik in the metal suit thing that he had, and the kind of that major fight scene when Sonic got when they all worked together and they all beat Mr. Robotnik and they were all going at him. That was my favorite action part.
You should have just said favorite action part. Wait, not after favorite character. Oh yeah.
All right, move on. Hello.
Wait.
Sorry.
You're supposed to.
Best action parts. Knock knock. Who's there? All right. Go.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
You know this is live, right?
I know. That's hold music.
You're doing Jeopardy music.
I am. All right, best action part.
Wait. You play Jeopardy, have you?
Yes. Best action part.
Okay. My best action part. Let me do it. Please let me do it.
You already did it. It's already there. That's not a new comment. Keep going.
My best action part was when Sonic turned gold and his eyes turned green. Yes. That was really cool. And the really fun action part, it's also a little funny, was when he had like all the gold power and like he had the gym and like he literally put his finger like, and then it like literally fell.
Because he had all the power of all the enigmas and he had it.
And it was like when he touched it, I didn't see like a big thing. It literally just fell.
Yes.
Down.
Ari was so excited in this movie. If you were there, you probably would have laughed and enjoyed it. So if you have not seen it, it is in theaters now. Sonic 2. Go check it out. What's next?
Please give me a demo with your fingers.
Special moment.
Special moment. You go first.
All right. So special moment was when Knuckles finally kind of figured out what was going on with Mr. Robotnik, and he decided to become friends with Tails and Sonic. That was an extremely special moment for me.
The special moment for me was when Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles teamed up to protect the gym. That was like a really special moment. What is that noise?
That was a sound clip. Next.
Wait, you put yay because we did that?
Yeah, it was a special moment. Yes.
Well, for our final thoughts, can we have some Jeopardy music for the final thoughts, please?
I'll have to get that next show.
Well, do you have anything else?
Not anything for final thoughts.
Okay. What was it? Fine.
Films. All right. So final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I go first, actually. My final thoughts was that the movie was really good, and I would actually bring my kids to see it because that was a really good movie.
So yeah, when you have kids.
Yes.
Or you would recommend kids to go see it.
Yeah. I would
about
recommend kids to see this because it was really good.
All right. My final thoughts are: I believe there will be a Sonic 3.
There will be, though.
We don't know. There's a lot that goes into making another sequel.
Then why was there a picture of Sonic, but it wasn't Sonic? It was a different. It was another hedgehog.
Yeah. So
that was red and black.
We'll see. We'll see. There has to be money involved. People have to pay for it. So my final thoughts are: I believe there'll be a Sonic 3. This one was great. Introducing, we won't do that. Introducing the new characters, I think, was a really perfect touch. All the other existing characters were there. Idris Elba doing the voiceover for Knuckles was awesome. So yeah, those are my final thoughts.
Oh wait, I have one more thought. If there is a Sonic 3, I think the next character that will be coming in is like a pink type
let's do this real quick.
Well, it would be like it was on Netflix and it was a Sonic show, and it was
Amy Rose. Okay. That could be a new Shadow. There's a Shadow Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, that's who it. Yeah, it was called.
So there could be two possibly new characters: Amy Rose or Shadow the Hedgehog.
Wait. Can you see it? Can you do? Is there? Will there be a Sonic 3?
Yeah.
And who will be the characters?
Let's check and see. Will there
be a Sonic 3? And who will be the characters?
We don't know that yet.
Wait.
Sonic 3 is now in development, is what this says. Paramount confirms Sonic 3 movie and Knuckles spinoff.
What does Knuckles spinoff?
That means Knuckles will have his own show. So there is some there is some things in the works based on what we just read. So we will keep you guys in the loop when we hear more information coming up on our next show. What's next?
Wait, can you do some music for this? I don't hear.
All right. Movie grade. So we have obviously A to F. A being the best, F being the absolute worst. We don't want to have that. So what would you give it? What movie grade would you give?
Well, first let's see. Anyone at all that has watched Sonic 2, I'm gonna let you guys first do the grade with A to F. So
we'll leave we'll leave it open for you guys to comment, but we'll go ahead and give our grades on now. Okay.
Yep.
All right. You want to go first?
No, you go first.
I would give it an A. I think it deserves an A because the new characters, the storyline was good.
Exciting.
Jim Carrey did a great job. This was definitely, and it's great to see. I know I've said this numerous times, but playing Sonic back when I was a kid to now seeing it on the real live screen and have Jim Carrey in it, I thought it was great. So I'm gonna give it an A.
I'm gonna give it. Can you do some grade?
I don't have any grade. Drum roll.
Well, can you just do a Jeopardy one?
I don't have that either, but I will have.
Well, what was the laugh one?
Go ahead.
There's a cheering. You should do that.
One. Go ahead.
I'm gonna give it. I know there is an A+ in here. I know that is a grade. I'm gonna wait. A+ is a grade for school, right? Yes. I would give it an A+ because it was really good, and I really liked it, so I would give it an A. Now, Ari's tips. Wait, it's not on there.
It is. It says movie tips.
It's supposed to say Ari's tips.
I'll change it. Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead and talk. Let me change it. Go ahead and talk. Okay.
Oh wait. Wait, can I pick it?
No, we can work on that later. Ari's tips.
Booming.
Go ahead.
I want to do booming.
There's no booming. There's booing.
Oh.
Come on, Ari's tips.
So, my tips are.
Go ahead.
I dropped it.
Go ahead. All right. So in this part of the show, we give you guys some tips of some movies to watch that will be coming up soon. And this is Ari's segment of the show, and we will
not movie tips.
Give it away. Ari's tips. Let's go.
So my first tips is Paws of Fury.
Paws of Fury. Remember we seen the preview when we went to go see Sonic?
Is that a kid?
It is a kid movie. It was a
I don't know.
I think it was like a raccoon or a rat or something that was. It was Samuel L. Jackson was doing the voiceover. It's an FYI, but it's called Paws of Fury, I think, or it was a dog maybe.
Can you search it just so I can see it?
Yeah. Move on to the next one, or if you have anything you want to add to that.
Well, I forgot to say what the day was.
Paws of Fury is coming out July
and
the 15th. So it
yeah. Now I remember the. So Paws of Fury, the Legend of Hank.
Yes.
And Paws of Fury will be coming out July 15th, 2000. I know we'll be coming
22. You don't have to
2022. Yeah. And next is. Can you do the little dot stuff?
The dot stuff?
The thing that you did when it was Final Thought.
The cheering?
No. The one where it sounds like dots. Like.
I don't know. Go ahead. This one?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
Go ahead. You can talk.
It's still going.
Okay.
So. The next one will be Bad Guys.
All right.
In theaters. Wait.
It's in theaters now.
Yeah, Bad Guys is in theaters now, so you can see it. I think, you can see it at any theater. And then the last one is DC Superhero. Actually, I can do it with that. DC Super League of Pets.
Yes.
That's coming out July 22nd.
22nd. And that'll be The Rock. We'll be doing a voiceover, and I believe Kevin Hart. So that is definitely one to check out as well. And those are Ari's tips
for the week.
For future movies for you to
Wait, can I
check out.
I put something on there? For people that are watching.
You can just say it as they're watching. All right, so thank you everyone for tuning in tonight.
Oh, there's one more thing I want to say.
Hold on. Okay, you can go ahead and talk.
My last thing I want to say is I hope that you guys have a good week, and for the next movie, if it is Sonic 3, then we'll give you tips on how it will go. But that's all for Ari's tips. Wait, can I say goodbye so then
Yes, and coming up on our next review, we don't know when it'll be, possibly next weekend, but we'll be doing Bad Guys.
Yep.
So
be
on the lookout for that. We'll have that posted. All right, what are your last words?
Last words before I say bye is there will be a third person watching Bad Guys. Should I say it or no? Will that be a bad thing?
Well, you don't need to say his name. Or you can say our neighbor.
Okay,
maybe going to see Bad Guys with us.
but he won't, right? He will. He will be
Maybe
seeing
we have to
it.
talk to his mom.
Yeah. Well, our neighbor will be seeing Bad Guys with us, but
All right. Well, we thank
my
you.
last
Thank you guys for
part
tuning
of
in.
words
Go ahead.
will be bye, and I hope you guys have a good week. So, bye.
All right. This concludes the Ari and Daddy show. Coming up next, we will have the Creating Young Minds Basketball League recap. Following after that, we will have the Tracy Killian style segment. We'll also be talking about the NFL draft and some of the fits that the guys had on. So we will see you guys possibly next week with our next review. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Peace. We'll be back.
I wonder.
All right, and welcome back to Late Night with BS3. We're going to change a couple of things up while we are talking right now, change a couple of pieces of the background. That was the Ari and Daddy show. We reviewed Sonic 2, which is out in theaters now. I would definitely suggest checking that movie out. It is definitely worth taking your kids to, or if you just want to go watch it yourself, either or, it is 100% worth checking out and going to see. All right, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into the Creating Young Minds Undiscovered League recap for the past couple of weeks. If you're not familiar with what Creating Young Minds is, it is a basketball league in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. They actually play at a school called Lake Dallas. And what they do is they help to build young men, not just in basketball, but in other areas of life and other areas of their careers, and giving them an opportunity to really be better human beings, be better men, be better members of society. So I'll be doing a recap. I do this every couple of weeks, right around the time that we have the Ari and Daddy show. So tonight I'll be reviewing the past few weeks, and let me change up some of the graphics here. So we'll have March the 26th, and also we had the 16th. Those were two games that or 2 weeks that we'll be covering. You can definitely check out Creating Young Minds. Here are the websites right here: creatingyoungminds.org and cymtv.org if you want to check out the games, which they are available. And it is $20 a month for you to get access to the platform. Once again, if you're just tuning in, I am styled by Tracy Killian Styling. He'll be coming on the show I got a spring look on tonight. So stay tuned. He'll be coming on the show. We'll talk more about that in the next segment. And we have highlights on deck for tonight. AFI and Corp. You can follow him on Instagram. D-Lo produced it. You can follow her on social media as well. So March the 26th, let's get into this recap here first. It started off with Team Blue versus Team Yellow. So you're going to hear me say Team Blue, Team Yellow, different colors. Basically, they play on not set teams, so they kind of play. It's kind of a tournament style pickup type basketball. So they may play both games because they normally have 2 games on each day. They may play both games. They may play just one of the games, but they go by color. So Team Blue, Team Yellow, and this was on, like I said, March the 26th. So starting off the game, Team Blue really came out blazing early with a 20-12 lead. In the first quarter, it was 44-24. In the second, 62-37 in the third, and then 80-56 in the fourth quarter. And just to kind of relate this, these are players that are in there, some are in their early ages, 18, 19, 20, just getting out of high school. Some are still in high school. Some are older that are looking to improve their career in between time that they may be going to a different league. Some of these players go around the world and play. Some of them play in what's called the TBL, which is the basketball league. So the opportunities that they're able to get are great opportunities, and this kind of helps them continue to get better and continue to improve. And it's kind of a funnel league, so this will help guys get to the G League. This will help guys get to the NBA. This will help guys to get playing around the world type opportunities. So let's get back into this. Team Blue did their thing, and they went ahead and took care of Team Yellow 80-56. And this was a pretty much a clear-cut win. Team Blue with 25 points off of turnovers. Pretty close with the points in the paint, 36-40. Fast break points. Actually, Team Yellow won that 10-2, but it was not close when it got to the end of the score. Let's get to the stat sheet. Shout out to Preston Ragsdale. He's been playing throughout the CYM, and he's playing now in college at Sanitary College, which is in Louisiana. So shout out to him. He had 10 points on the day. KT Boachman with 17 points on the day. He actually played at Butler Community College. Zachary Hinton with 24. Zachary Hinton is a true baller in the sense of the word. Man, he does his thing every time he's on the floor. And so big shout out to him, Zachary Hinton, with 24 on the day. And then Austin Wire with 25 on the day. He's played with CYM for years. He also played in the TBL for the Louisville Leopards team. Team Yellow with 10 points by Brandon Gillum. Xavier Edwards with 13 points. Damon Cochran with 14. And Rick Curry, smooth in the paint, as what we like to call him, with 12 points on the day. Excuse me. And also 9 boards for Rick Curry. And then also let me point out that KT Boachman at 17 rebounds, Zachary Hinton with 16. And let's go over and see where some of these guys from Team Yellow, one of the points getters, Brandon Gillum had 10 points. Like I mentioned, I thought I had a location where he played. Don't on my list, but Xavier Edwards played in Romania. Damon Cochran plays for Tribulation Prep, and then Rick Curry's played in multiple places, Romania and in the TBL for the Jamestown Jackals. So big shout out to those guys. And they had 2 guys, one that was in the class of 2021 and another gentleman, Andrew Flynn, class of 22. So like I said, some of these are some young guys, getting some opportunities to play some good basketball. Let's go over to the next game. And let me also put up the final score of the first one before I go to the next game. There you go. 80-56, Team Blue with the win on that one. Also, March the 26th, we had Team Red versus Team Steel. This was a very competitive game and a high-scoring game. Early in the first, it was 16-17. At the end of the second, 46-42. End of the third, 66-72. And then end of the fourth, 94-103. So big shout out to Team Steel. They pretty much led the entire game besides the second quarter, but it was a pretty dominant performance by them. Team Red on the day, shout out to Ruben Acosta, 7 points, 7 assists. He's played in Puerto Rico and New Jersey City University. Also, we had KT Boachman again with a big day, with a big game on the same day, 27 points. Richard Turner with 24, Damon Cochran with 17, Rick Curry with 12 on the day. The big time score of the day, Stefan Small with 36 points on the day. Huge shout out to him, man. Really doing his thing, really showing what he's able to do on the floor. So Stefan Small, Preston Ragsdale with 18, Joshua Beal with 18 as well. They had some big time scores. Everybody was in double digits except Xavier Edwards. Pierre McGee Williams with 13, and then Zachary Hinton with 18. So shout out to those guys and what they were able to do in this game with that victory. Some of the coaches I want to point out real quick. We do have Jason Maxill, who is a former NBA player. He also played in the Big Three. So Jason Maxill, one of the coaches that I wanted to point out. Also, another coach which is so passionate about what he does on and off the floor, really helping these young men. And drawing a blank on his name, but I'll get that to you here in just a minute. Also, we had a visiting coach that came in as well, and that was helping the coach. And that was Coach Villanueva, if I have his name correct. Thought I had his name listed here. But shout out to him as well. And, you know, what they're trying to do is really help build these young guys up and give them opportunities and give them real coaching. And Mathis Crowder was the other coach's name that I was thinking of. And he's really been very instrumental in helping these young guys continue to get better. So shout out to the coaching and their help. So that was the second game on March 26, 103-104, Team Seal over Team Red. And points in the paint, Team Red actually dominated 74-34. Points from turnovers, 32-18. Team Red won that. Fast break points was pretty close, 30-29. So this was a close and competitive game. Definitely worth watching. Like I said, go to the websites, creatingourminds.org if you want more information, and cymtv.org. So let's get to the highlights for March the 26th. Here we go. Awesome job on the highlights by AFI in Corp. Make sure to see the logo in the top right, so make sure to follow him. And some great highlight package put together. I did also want to play this other highlight reel. This one is specifically on Jeremy Burright, who's been playing with CYM. He played in the TBL last year with the I believe the Lightning, the Little Rock Lightning. Also, he's got an opportunity to play overseas. So check out this highlight package by with Jeremy Burright. All right, another highlight package by AFIN Corp. Make sure to definitely continue to check out and support AFI. You can find him, like I said, on social media. I appreciate my guy Sean Clinton for tuning in, host of Information Man Show, which comes on the network, which will be on tomorrow at 4 Central Time, 2 Pacific Time. And he does a fantastic show, really breaking it down on social issues, society, and culture. He does a really good job. So make sure to subscribe. Information Man Show on YouTube. He'll be on the network tomorrow. Like I said, we're live on a variety of different platforms. Make sure, if you have not already, do me this favor and add BS3 TV on Roku. As you can see down at the bottom left, would love for you to check out the content. We really have content from A to Z. We're covering topics from A to Z. Whatever you like, we have on the channel. And that is our mission and our vision. And we are changing the way you watch TV. So make sure to check us out there. Also, like, subscribe, click that notification bell on YouTube if you're watching there. Let's go ahead and get over to the second set of games, which is on August the 16th. We had 2 games for that particular day. We'll go to the first one, which was Team Blue versus Team Yellow. And Team Blue did their thing in this game. It was close early, 12-13. Team Yellow was actually winning. And then the second quarter, Team Blue just took over 42-25. Third quarter, 67-33. Fourth quarter, 91-40. A big time win for Team Blue. Preston Ragsdale with 8 points. Ruben Acosta with 18 and 10 assists on the day, doing this thing. Jonathan Daniels, I've talked about him in the past, probably last year. So he had 12 points. He is coming back and producing 6 assists and 6 steals. KT Boschman with 21. Joshua Bell with 12, and Austin Wire with 19 and 10 rebounds on the day. That was Team Blue. You could see the dominance. Everybody scored on the team. Even the bench putting in 24 points, which that was a major and deciding factor there. Going over to Team Yellow, we had Austin Lindsay with 11 and Damian Cochran with 10. And Austin Lindsay is one of the young guys. He actually graduated last year. So big shout out to him for coming aboard. And appreciate your Information Man Show. He's joining over on YouTube. He said, interesting. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. He'll be coming up on the network tomorrow. Here are the websites as well to check out: creatingaminds.org and cymtv.org. So this was a dominant victory. Points off of turnovers, 41-8. It was just pure dominance in this one. Really no other way to put it. And then points in the paint, 48-18. Points off of fast breaks, 25-9. So you can clearly see what went down in this one. It was a very, very dominant performance. All right, let's go over to the next game, which was extremely close. And 18 to this was Team Red and versus Team Purple. So let's dive into this one. Close in the first quarter, 18-12. Team Red was up. The second, 29-38. Team Purple started to take over. A little bit closer in the third, 54-46. And then in the fourth, Team Red actually pulled away by 1 point, 67-66 for the victory. And while we are talking right now, we have this feature of what we can do on Restream is we can play a little bit of background music. So let's go ahead and get this thing hopping right here. All right, add a little bit of music in the background. All right, Team Purple with 5. Ruben Acosta with 5 points on the day. Joshua Beal with 15. Austin Lindsay, like I said, 2021 graduate with 23 points. KT Boachman with 16. That is your second game. Team Red pulls away 67-66. Points off of turnovers, Team Purple won that 17-7. Points in the paint, 40-34. Team Red. Bench points, and I'm surprised Team Purple didn't get the win off from this alone, 25-9. Fast break points, 32-16. Team Purple. So that was your second game on the day. Let's go ahead and get to some highlights here. And this was also a promo for today's games. They had games today, earlier today. So this is a promo for today and highlights from April the 16th. So let's get right into those. Jay-Z track too. What a perfect song to use. At the end of that clip, you seen Mathis Crowder, the one of the he is the one of the most influential people, as well as Dr. Shearer Ackerman for what Creating Young Minds does. He's a coach, GM, president. He is fully involved with what's going on with this organization. Also, you got to see a special invite of a coach that was there as well in the building. So that was the games from April 16th. Coming up next, we will have the Tracy Killian style segment. So make sure to keep it locked for that. In addition, I have another set of highlights that I wanted to get to. And this was kind of a promo for Stretch Lab, which is a one of the sponsors of CYM. Also, it's got some highlights mixed in there as well. So I'm going to play this other highlight, and when we get back, we'll be talking with Tracy Killian, and we'll be talking about the NFL draft. So we'll be right back. Big shout out to D-Lo, produced it on that highlight reel there. All right, so we'll be bringing Tracy on here in just a moment. But also, we had the NFL draft this weekend, which let me know how you're feeling about what your team did or did not do. I'm a Cowboys fan, so I'll touch on that and how I felt about what the Cowboys did in this draft. Which that first pick, I was a little skeptical of. I'm not gonna lie at all. I was the guy that they picked was labeled as a penalty machine and a penalty waiting to happen. And what was the issue of what the Cowboys had last year? Penalties. Now, he is a big guy. He is a Dallas-Fort Worth product, so I get it. 6'5", 324 pounds from Tulsa. He played at Crowley High School. He's projected to be a day one starter. Obviously, we do need players on the offensive line, so it's really no surprise that this is what they decided to do. So that was the Cowboys' first pick. Their second pick in the second round, obviously, was Sam Williams, outside linebacker, pass rusher from Ole Miss. I like this guy from what I've seen on the tape. I'm not going to say that I've studied a bunch of tape or know a lot about him, but I will say he has his tape looks good, and he's an outside edge rusher, which we lost Randy Gregory, so I think that was very, very important spot. O-line, D-line, cornerback, wide receiver, definitely some needs that we had there. But we're going to bring on our next guest, the one and only Tracy Killian, for our monthly style segment. As you can see, I am fitted in a spring type look. Let's bring the man on. Tracy, how you doing?
Good. How you guys doing out there? What's up, cuz?
Good, man. Good to see you. Back on the air again. And we did, so Tracy's not just a fashion guy. He does follow sports. We did do a Tar Heels show, which I thought was dope, which was Duke versus North Carolina in the tournament right before the national championship game. We did not do the national championship game. I had something that came up, so I was not able to do that. But be on the lookout next year. We got to get together and do something, because the vibe was great. We even had people calling in, which got a little interesting. But when you put your number up on YouTube, you don't know what exactly you're going to get. So, but it was fun, and this is something that we'll definitely do again. But thank you for coming back on the show. We do this every month.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. So, Tracy Killian Style segment. You can find him on Instagram, TK Styles 2K20. So talk about the look for this week, which I'm loving it. I got the fit on from head to toe. I will be posting a picture of the social media, but definitely it looks good with the shorts, and the short sleeve shirt is definitely spring like, and the hat. And look, if anyone is watching from, I had the hat on earlier, so I'm just gonna put it on real quick so you can see it again. But Dapper Fam, if you guys are listening, I reached out to you guys. We need to get you as a sponsor, because we have been hitting you guys up, and you guys got some great stuff too. So I don't even want to doubt on that one. But talk about the spring look, as we are in spring right now.
Oh yeah, so definitely with us getting into the new season, spring, hot time of the year. Some places still a little cold, but it's time to get out the shorts, time to get out those brighter colors. As you can see with my shirt, kind of went with the retro guess. I don't know if you could see the guess on there, but check out my Instagram. You can see the whole fit I got today. Went with the white shorts. That's going to be a nice look. Definitely versatile. Goes with almost anything. I'm rocking Nikes, but you could do some loafers. You could do anything sockless, even sandals. I'm not the biggest sandal guy, but as people have been, style's been changing, and I'm open to try different outfits every once in a while. So I'm starting to dabble in the hats. If people didn't see my last post a couple of weeks ago, got my nice springtime hat as well. So that's going to be a good accessory to step up your game. Any type of bracelets, easy necklaces, as far as not metal or fine jewelry. So it's the time to start busting out the items.
Yeah, for sure. And this is, just like the women when they have sundress season, this is shorts season for us, for guys. So you gotta get your shorts out, get a nice short sleeve shirt. Definitely brunch attire too. I told my wife as soon as I got this in the mail, we're going to brunch real soon, and I'm wearing this. So hopefully you got something to match. which we definitely been checking out some spots with COVID calming down, so we're getting out more and more. Just a perfect time to get something nice and styled. The hat again by Dapper Fam. You can see that. This one is actually a Stacey Adams, which Stacey Adams always coming with it. Not just the shoes, but they come at it with the hats as well. You can see the shirt fits very well. Shorts are like a peach pink type color, which going into this, the styling that we do every week. I told Tracy that I want, outside of the box stuff that I would never wear if at all, and he's been keeping that going. So it's been really fun every single week. So,
yeah, you make it easy to get the fits too. Like the process I told you guys in the beginning. As long as I have your sizes, we don't have to meet. This is all digital online. We just have our sessions, get them some fresh fits. Only had to send me the measurements once, and everything's always looking nice.
Right, and from there on, the rest is history. Once you get it, you wear it, it's yours, and you're able to pretty much chill and relax in it from there. And definitely, it'll definitely get you right. So tonight, this is this month's look. Also, some other spring looks, obviously, if you want to touch on that as well. Spring colors, I wanted to mention that real quick. Spring colors. So, peach, yellow, those spring type colors, those orange, that's perfect for right now because obviously that's the season that we're in. And also something that kind of is light. So you're not going to be too hot because some places it's hot. So.
Yeah, so it's time to put those dark colors away. Normally around this time of the year, not too much black, dark green, navy blue. Save that stuff for the winter. It's time to get a little brighter, especially if that's not your normal style. It's okay to get out of the box and wear something you normally wouldn't buy yourself or pick out yourself because, you're just wearing it for the day, but it's going to give you a brighter look. Like we were talking about with other seasons, you kind of dress for how you want to feel, and this is the time to be a little cheery, a little brighter, lighter, like you were just saying. Keep it nice and flowing as well. So maybe not the jeans, but definitely start getting some linen pants, some chinos, and shorts.
Yeah.
So,
definitely, man. Get you right for this next season that we're in, which spring looks. This definitely the time to wear some shorts and to go out and chill and relax and some relaxing gear. So I'm looking forward to also adding on to what I have, and spring is a perfect time, and that's just one of those relaxed and laid back moments. So appreciate the info with the spring looks. Now, being Tracy is a stylist, we wanted to, which this was a great idea. We wanted to talk about some of the fits from the NFL draft, which we had the complete spectrum. We've had so many different looks and so many different things that we've had these guys wear. So I put together kind of a collage. Tracy was actually the one that did the photos, and we're going to go into these and just kind of talk about some of these looks. Which the draft is always a time where guys just go all out. Honestly, this is the moment of their lives that they've been waiting for to get this opportunity. So they are not going to let it down, and they always go all out. The thing I remember over the past couple of years was Zeke Elliott that had that short crop top shirt. Now, I would not recommend guys making that a trend, which it sounds like most guys did not in this draft. But Zeke was the only one because he wore those type of jerseys back at Ohio State. So we're going to pull this one up here, and we have it actually graded. So we're going to go with, you want to go with the best to worst or the worst to best?
Let's start with the worst up to the best.
Okay.
On a little note there, when I was younger, I didn't understand kind of why these guys start showing out at the draft and why they were trying to wear such flashy outfits. But it's like their graduation. It's their big moment. It's going to be the last time that they're probably going to make some sort of transition like this unless they get to the Hall of Fame. So we got to let them get their shine on. definitely no hate from anyone's outfits here. They accomplished a lot, so just a little bit of style advice on some of it.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna go with C first, and they have the names down below as well. Great job, Tracy. I appreciate that because I didn't know who they were at first. So we'll start at the far left. We got Aiden Hutchinson, got drafted by the Lions as the second. Yeah, he was the second pick off the board, and Michigan defensive lineman. In the middle, we got Garrett Wilson, and then on the far right, we got Charlie Cross. So let's talk about Aiden Hutchinson first with the all black.
So yeah, with the C tier, this is kind of the area where I said there's definitely room for improvement. My biggest note that I noticed on all the looks with these gentlemen was the shoes. Like I mentioned on my Instagram post, shoes can make or break any suit. So if you're not putting them with the right outfit, kind of can make it the whole thing come down. So with Aiden Hutchinson, the shoes weren't really the problem to me, but it was definitely just the all blacked out look. He had some white on the shoe, but nothing that really brought it back into the rest of his outfit. Maybe if he did a buttoned up shirt with a white tie, or did a white shirt under, even a white t-shirt, I think that would have made his look a little sharper. He kind of like went into the background with that. I also kind of feel like he was doing the little Broadway Joe Burrow too much. Like,
yeah.
Look like it's something that he might not normally be comfortable in, but kind of want to show out. So people can tell when you're not comfortable in what you're wearing when it comes to fashion like this.
True. Good point. And to comment off of that, Joe Burrow is kind of came into the league as the cool guy that could pretty much do anything and wear anything. So I get it that people are gonna try to copy that. He's got some swag, a lot. Just to be honest, a lot of guys, a lot of Caucasian gentlemen sometimes don't have that swag. Let's just be honest. And Joe Burrow definitely has that swag. So I think Hutchinson was definitely trying to pick up off of that. He does also kind of, in this photo, it looks like Luka with the glasses on. Obviously, it wasn't him, but that was that kind of look there. Now going over to the gentleman in the middle, Garrett Wilson. He got drafted by the Jets. He's from Ohio State. He's got the two-tone suit. It looks like some type of boot on. I'm trying to see what that is.
Yeah, so those are Prada combat boots.
Okay.
But yeah, the two-tone, the suit I liked. As soon as I saw him walking across the stage, I was like, all right, man, that's a suit. And then I saw them pan down and I saw the boot. I was like, oh man, the boots are a little much with that. That's more of a casual look with those boots, something you wear with some jeans when you go with your rock star look with your ripped jeans. You got the leather with the spikes on it and stuff. That would be something that those boots go with. But with this suit, I don't really think that's the combo right now.
Yeah, the suit is nice. I'm not really the two-tone type suit guy, but again, these guys, this is the moment of their lives, and he may just went with that on his own or somebody recommended it. But yeah, the boots don't really go that well with the look. I would think he could have went, with some loafers with no socks or something. He maybe could have rocked that with this. I don't know what your thoughts on that.
Personally, for me, I would probably just went with some low top sneakers, just some white, almost anything, just some white shoes though, because those black boots are it's a little tough for the rest of the suit. Accessory wise too, he went with the pearl necklace. That was a little too light for my style. I would go with either no jewelry or something a little more metal for this type of event. But it's high fashion. He's doing what he wants. Someone styled him potentially, so they thought it would keep going. So
yeah, somebody probably recommended it. Let's go to Charlie Cross. He is offensive tackle, Mississippi State. Got drafted by the Seahawks, and this is a big boy here. I mean, you got a 6'5", 307. So this is a big boy. He got drafted early. He kind of has that Kanye wore something like this at one point, didn't he? Or Kanye or Pee Wee Herman? It kind of resembles both with the suit and the white shirt underneath. He's got, it looks like he's got some Air Force Ones maybe, or some Jumpmans on possibly, but the look's not that bad.
And he's another one that I saw walk across the stage, and I was like, oh man, that suit's nice. Also, just quick note, all these guys that are bigger than 6 foot and bigger than 250, these are custom suits, y'all out here. Like, make sure you don't get the wrong impression. Like, you're not going to be able to just buy a suit and it fits like that. If your body not one of the average sizes, these are all tailored. These are custom. Tailoring is very important in your suit. You can't just grab a suit off some hanger and just think it's going to fit you the way you want it to. Let's keep that in mind out there. So yeah, all these big guys, they pulled it off. A lot of linemen, all these D linemen, linebackers, they're not your average size out here. So I gotta give them props for the suit, the fit. It was just the shoes again, is the blue coming out of nowhere. There's not really anything else blue in his outfit. If he just went plain white shoes, I would say better look.
Yeah. So that's the C category. I appreciate the comments. Information Man Show, he says true. And as we kind of talk about this draft, before we go to the B grade, the first round was exciting. We kind of talked about this pre-show. Some of the trades that went down. Hollywood Brown going over to who did he go to now?
He's with the Cardinals now.
Went over to the Cardinals, which that's a big time ad. You now have D-Hop and Hollywood Brown. And they did have the tight end, which I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. The one from Philly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they Hurts. Not Hurts. Hurts. Yeah, Hurts. Yeah. I don't know if they're going to keep him or not. I don't know where. Seemed like he's still a member of the Cardinals. So that's some good.
They got someone, I can't remember that young guy that was coming up last year too. So that receiver core out there, they might be able to do something this year.
Yeah. And then the other big time trade, AJ Brown getting traded to the Eagles. That one surprised me, but the Eagles had I think they had a really good draft. Real quick, just to touch on, let me touch on the Cardinals as well. Trey McBride, tight end. Cameron Thomas, DN. Majai Sanders. Kente Ingram, USC. They got quite a few players in this draft. We'll see what that equals to. And then going over to the Eagles, as far as what they did in the draft, they added some key pieces that they needed. Jordan Davis, defensive tackle, Cameron Jurgens, center, Nakobe Dean, big time player out of Georgia, and they added a couple other players as well. So Eagles, which they're in the NFC East, so I'm not going to give them too much praise. I can't; it's illegal. But they had an okay draft, you know, with the trade and with the draft pick. So shout out to them. All right, let's go over to grade B as we're going from C to A. So let's pop these up here. We have quite a few players in the B category. Chris Olave, big time wide receiver out of Ohio State. He got drafted early.
Those are the B plus, actually.
B plus.
Yeah, we got B plus on the left side, and then
Gotcha. Chris Olave going to the Saints. Give me your take on him with the gray and the basically kind of the black T-shirt underneath, and looks like he's got some type of some loafers. It's probably velvet. I don't know, but it looks like it's got some velvet on it.
Yeah, I believe they're either velvet or suede. But Chris Olave was actually one of the top looks. That was something that when I saw him walk in on this TV, I was like, oh, that's a suit I would wear. That's a whole fit. That's something I would wear. So that's kind of how I gauge my style or other people's style is if I would want to wear it or not. And that fit is something I could see myself in. I kind of have a suit that's almost like that. Obviously, it's probably not as expensive as his, but I definitely have pulled off the gray with just the black shirt. I haven't really gotten too much in the loafers like that, but yeah, that's a nice look. That's just a nice solid And the reason why he's in the B+ tier for me is just because, like I said, that's something that a regular everyday person might wear too, or you could wear that to work almost. So it wasn't as flashy as some of the other guys that hit the top tiers, which is also kind of why George Karlaftis.
Karlaftis.
Yeah, that's why he's in this B+ tier as well. Just a nice business look, something that you could see almost anyone wearing, but he's wearing it well, and it's a nice fit. So everyone in the B+ tier, overall great fits. Definitely Akeem. Shout out to him with his Nigerian patterns on there. So, but again, it's just a nice normal fit. Wasn't anything too crazy.
Yeah, and I like that with Akeem. Yeah, you're right. The Nigerian print on there, and Karlaftis just basically looks like he's going to work. Pretty much, he's like, It's a regular business day. I'm clocking in 8 to 5, like he's an inside trader or something. But yeah, he wasn't too fancy. Chris Olave looks good, not too fancy. So yeah, the B+ side, I'm feeling really all of those. And Akeem with the all white, he could have went and added a different color shoe, but I think the all white was crisp. He was looking real good. So shout out to those people.
He pulled that off well, because sometimes if you get too much of one color, those different tones aren't going to match up. But no, that's a nice fit overall for him, definitely.
Yeah, he definitely did his thing. So Chris Olave, I mentioned, he went to the Saints. Akeem went to the Panthers. He's an offensive tackle. Karlaftis went, I think it was later on in the first. He went to the Chiefs. He's a defensive end. He was on the Cowboys list, but obviously they decided not to take him. So that's the B+ side. Going over to B, we got Kyle Hamilton, Evan Neal, and Malik Willis. So Kyle Hamilton first. I'm feeling the blue. That's looking real good. And I can't tell if that's if it's more of a silk look or what he's got, but that was a nice combination of what he's got on there.
Oh yeah, and the B tier, they kind of ended up in that range for me, just because there was little things that the fits weren't bad, but the pant fit on all their suits kind of were the issue with mine. Kyle Hamilton's a little too tight for that style of fabric. That's something that people have to keep in mind. You can't go skinny jean pant style with every type of fabric with certain suits. You gotta make sure it has some sort of spandex, make sure it has some sort of give to it, or else you kind of will get that where it's just looks like it's pasted onto your leg like that. You can also kind of see his cell phone through the pocket, so that's always an indication that the pants might be a little too tight.
Yeah.
Evan Neal, he might have gone with like a silk as well, but again, that might just be coming down to the function of the way he's standing. But his pants look a little sloppy for the draft. I did like the suit overall. He was one of the people I saw walking across the stage where I said, "Oh, that's a nice suit," and I saw the whole outfit, and I was like, it wasn't where I was expecting. And let's see, Malik Willis. I think it was more option of the coat not lining up with the pants. The pants don't fit wrong. It's probably just because of his build, but the coat ended up looking a little boxy on him. That's something to keep in mind when wearing a double-breasted, is that you're going to have to keep it closed all the time. So you don't want to make it too boxy, or else you will get that boxy look, especially if your shoulders are pretty buff.
Yeah. And I'll say with Malik Willis, give me your take. He looks uncomfortable. Like the way his arms are, he looks like either he doesn't wear this often or it was just a little snug. Because your arms are just kind of stuck out. Everybody else, they kind of have some type of, they know what they're doing with their arms. He looks a little bit uncomfortable. But I think the look is cool. Maybe some black shoes, possibly. But Malik Willis. Oh, go ahead.
I was say getting to the shoes that actually brought Sauce Gardner down a little bit because him and Sauce Gardner actually wore the same shoes. So that's something I'm really big on, especially when you're wearing a suit. Is I like having a shoe that I'm not going to walk in the room and somebody else has the same shoe on. I like to definitely make my shoe kind of be unique. Like I said, with it making or breaking your look, everyone could wear a suit, but the shoe is going to be that thing that can separate you from someone else's look, even if you have the same suit on. So the fact that you pulled off the same shoe as Sauce, that actually brought Sauce down a little bit.
Yeah, you don't want to come to the draft with the same shoe that somebody else had. You don't want to do that, because that's definitely a no-no. And fast. Maybe they communicated, maybe they didn't. Maybe they had the same stylist. Now, as far as the draft, all these guys were drafted in the first, except Malik Willis, and that's the interesting thing I want to bring up. He was there in the building. Normally, what that means is, for those that are not familiar, oops, I didn't mean to do that. For those that aren't familiar with the draft, if you're there, you're thinking you're going to get drafted in the first round, because that's the guys that are going to walk up on stage, the whole presentation and all of that. He didn't actually get drafted until the third, which that was a shocker. He ended up going he ended up going to the let me bring this up here. He ended up going to the Titans in the third round, and he was projected to possibly be the best quarterback in this draft. So it went Kenny Pickett in the first round, which it seems like Pittsburgh kind of reached on that one.
Just skip the hometown guy on the same team.
Yeah, I get it. They kind of did a reach on that one. Desmond Ritter it was the second QB in the third round. So it was a whole complete round before another QB was taken. Desmond Ritter from Cincinnati went to Atlanta. Malik Willis then went in the third, and then Matt Corral went in the third. So he was the only one that didn't get drafted in the first. Let me pull this back up as well so I can just kind of show you. Evan Neal, he went in the first, and he was one of those picks that a lot of people were excited about for the Giants. And that's a big boy, 6'8", 337. And I was wondering, what is that on the inside of his pocket? Is that the NFL draft logo, I believe?
It was kind of hard for me to tell. I saw it on the TV as well. It might have been the draft logo or his college logo. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, but
that is something for everyone out there. When you do get a custom suit, that's one of the fine touches. One of the best things about getting a custom suit is normally you will get to do whatever you want uniquely on that inside lining. That's kind of going to be your signature touch to show that you have a custom suit. So yeah, keep that in mind if you're ever shopping for a custom. That's kind of one of your final touches right there.
Yeah, that's a perfect touch. Kyle Hamilton, safety out of Notre Dame, 6'4", 220. He was drafted 14th. That's high for a safety, so that means he's got some skill and range. He's comparing him to a Derwin James, which is a big-time player in the league. So this is your B+ and your B. Congratulations to all of these guys that we're talking about and that we're bringing up, because it's the chance of a lifetime. All right, let's before we get in.
Speaking on the not making it the first day, I tried to make sure I got only people that went in the first round into these grades. Someone whose outfit would be an honorable mention would be Kyler Gordon, but he ended up not getting drafted on the first day. So I was like, oh, I got to leave him off the list. I left Malik on because I figured he was going to go pretty soon. But then what was kind of a little disappointing to me is that when he did get drafted, because he stayed in Vegas, he came on the next day with the same fit from the red carpet day. And I was like, oh, man.
You probably didn't pack another one, I'm sure.
And for me watching, I was like, oh, I just looked at all these outfits. I was like, man, I know, like, come on, man. I personally would have just worn a T-shirt, just done something different. Just make sure I'm not being filmed and taking pictures in a public setting like that. Same thing twice.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a tough thing because you got an agent that's telling you you're gonna go here. You got probably your family saying like, "Hey, we're gonna see what happens," and you don't get drafted the whole entire first round, and then the second day in the third round. So yeah, he probably didn't pack another fit because you got to think these guys they don't really have that much money unless they got a UIL deal or something. So, but
and you don't want to go to the draft thinking you're not going in the first round.
Yeah. You just want to pack one. Yeah, you don't want to jeopardize or you don't want to jinx yourself. So,
yeah.
All right, let's. So, I wanted to touch on before we get into the A plus and the A category. We got Tracy Killian on the show, TK Styles, 2K20. Touch on how you feel the draft went as a whole, and also we'll talk about our teams. So I'll say as a whole, I think the draft went well. Obviously, these are their guys, the best possible opportunity that they can have, and that they're able to achieve their dream. Really, this is their dream. They want to get into the NFL. That's what most players want to do when they step foot on the football field. So I think overall it was great. What was your thoughts on the draft as a whole?
Oh yeah, so I've been up and down with watching the draft. When I was a kid, I watched it every pick every year because I actually was following college football more. Since I kind of don't follow college football as much, it's always a little more surprising to me to see some of these players. But yeah, again, shout out and congratulations to everyone that was drafted or not drafted as well, because that's also a big thing that sometimes people don't pay attention to, is the undrafted free agents. So to me, this draft was a little lacking to years in the past. Number one, because there was one QB in the first round. That's normally one of the big things. Me personally, I like seeing the running backs. There was no running back in the first round. That was a big surprise for me to see. I did like the movement, though, with all the trades. Not necessarily the players that got traded, but just seeing the GMs actually getting some stuff done. Because some years the draft is just pick after pick, trade for some picks, trade this pick for some picks. The pick movement is a good touch to it, but seeing some big names actually get traded, kind of more like the NBA draft this year, to where it was a little exciting. You saw some big moves, changing up some teams.
Yeah. And I wanted to point out two things. Number one, Joshua Williams was the first HBCU player to get drafted in the 2022 draft, and he was drafted. Becomes the first HBCU player drafted in the 2022 draft. He was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs in the 4th round. So I think that's major. Definitely want to point that out. Give that a round of applause. That's big time there. I was trying to see if there was any other Fayetteville State is where he got drafted from. And I was trying to see if there was any other HBCUs players. So I wanted to go through those. Also, Sam Howell, he's the North Carolina quarterback. He got drafted by the Washington Commanders, is their name now. No longer the Redskins, no longer the Washington football team. They're now the Commanders. So let's make sure we get that right. Also, Ty Chandler, running back, he got drafted from North Carolina. In the 5th round, we had 1, 2. We also had another gentleman that was drafted, Marcus McKeithen, offensive guard, all in the 3rd round. So that's big time there. And then also I wanted to point out we both have family and roots in Hickory, North Carolina. So a player from Lenore, Ryan, got drafted. He was in the 7th round, which that's big time coming from that particular area. Definitely. In that school. His name is Derek Young, and he's got some. It said he needs to attack the ball with his hands. He's high cut and not a smooth or explosive route runner. He's a wide receiver, but look, when it comes to the wide receiver game, him going to Seattle, what matters most is that you get open for your wide receiver. If you got the ability, if you're able to get wide open, or if you're going to be that down target guy or whatever you're going to be, I think he'll definitely have a shot. Now Seattle's going to be going through a change, obviously, with losing their franchise quarterback in the one and only Russell Wilson. So we'll see what that looks like for Seattle going forward. But I think if he plays well and he works hard, because that's the name of the game when it comes to these guys coming into the league, I think he'll have an opportunity to make the team, not only make the team, but make a difference in whatever possible avenue that he can. So those are some of the things I wanted to point out when it comes down to the draft. And let's talk about our teams. If you're a Raiders fan, they didn't have a pick until the third round, which that probably has to do with some of the trades that they made under Gruden, under that Gruden era, because they were just giving away picks, at that during that time. But talk about how you feel about the Raiders.
We lost our first round for Devontae Adams, so I'll give that up. I'll give up a first round pick for to me the number one receiver in the game right now. So that's kind of put a damper on the Raiders draft. But if you factor in the fact that we got rid of our pick to upgrade, like I said, the best receiver in the game right now, then I mean you can't really ask for anything more. So yeah, Raiders first pick, round 3, 26 of that round, so 90th overall. That's a long time to wait to take your first pick. We went with a guard. Let's see. We also got 2 D tackles. We got a tackle, an offensive tackle. So a lot of linemen. We did need line help. Definitely shoring up that middle of the D line. We got ran on a lot in the past couple seasons. So we need to get that big body and someone that can kind of block up those running lanes and free up those linebackers. My thing that I definitely like for the Raiders, though, we did take 2 running backs. One was I would consider maybe a throwaway pick. Obviously, he's in the NFL, so nobody's a throwaway pick. But our second pick that we took, Zamir White, I think he's going to be able to do something in the league. He's a nice, powerful runner. He's also from University of Georgia, so I was always a fan of them in my younger days when I followed college football. So following that tradition, we got Nelson Moreno, some other big running backs past. So I feel like Zamir White, I've heard comparisons that he could be the next Adrian Peterson, according to Maurice Jones-Drew. So I'll take that man's word for it. We'll see what he can do in the league for us, because we definitely need some running help. So no complaints from my end on the Raiders draft. Obviously, I'd like to see us have a higher pick, but it is what it is at that point.
Yeah. Zamir White, though, he's definitely a player. Georgia just produces running backs from years. Herschel Walker, we're going to go all the way back to him. But they just continue to produce running backs. Every single draft, you're going to see a Georgia running back go. And I think he's definitely going to be a player for the Raiders.
So we had Terrell Davis was from University of Georgia. Got Garrison Hurst. So yeah,
it's a big time
league.
It's a big time list. And they got a few in the league right now. DeAndre Swift. They also
Musa Smith. I forgot that used to be one of my favorite players.
Yeah, Ty Gurley. I don't know if he's still in the league. He'll probably get picked up by a team eventually. Chubb from the Browns. That's another guy. So going over to the Cowboys, we definitely have some major needs: offensive line, D line, wide receiver, linebacker. We definitely have some key needs, and they filled basically every need. We had picks in every single round except the 7th. We didn't have a pick there. But in the first, we took Tyler Smith out of Tulsa. There was a lot of up and down with this guy. They said he was a penalty machine, a penalty waiting to happen. He is, like I said, a Dallas Fort Worth product. He went to Crowley High School, played at Tulsa. To me, this is to be determined on him, just because he's definitely a mauler, but he was projected as a second round pick. And I think if they can clean up his probably the footwork and the penalty issues, it'll be great, because the highlights was just showing them just pushing people around like they were a sheet of paper. So looking forward to what he does. Sam Williams, outside linebacker, he's a edge rusher. That's definitely what they needed. They lost Randy Gregory. He had 12.5 sacks last year. And Jerry Jones was taking a photo with him last year. So this was kind of in the works. This is probably a guy that they were really, really wanting. He had a 71% grade. They also took wide receiver Jalen Tolbert. They needed to do that. They no longer have Amari Cooper. They don't have Cedric Wilson, which was instrumental. So South Alabama, he led the FBS both in catches and yards on passes thrown, 20 plus yards from 2020 to 2021. So they said he's a complete route runner. That's what we need. So we'll see what he's able to do when he gets on. Jake Ferguson, a tight end, offensive lineman, cornerback that they took. They took a linebacker from LSU. They said this guy was an extreme leader, somebody that he's probably going to miss this year because he needs to recover from an injury. But he's definitely someone that hopefully he can get to that stage he was at LSU. They said he underwent a spinal fusion surgery on March the 24th. So when it comes to these neck injuries, I don't know. It's hard to predict what's going to happen, but he was a later pick. So they filled needs. All of these are to be determined. This is the draft. They got their key players. Dak's going to be there for years. They still have Zeke, Pollard. The defense, I think that they hopefully some of these guys will be able to play. And hopefully the guys from last year will be able to play. I think that's the biggest thing. So looking forward to that.
Now, another take I had, definitely just kind of following up on the undrafted news. Raiders picked up 5 undrafted signees so far, one including the Cal quarterback Garbers. So shout out to him making the squad so far. Looks like you guys picked up 5 undrafted signees as well. Vikings, I don't know how many picks they had, but they've signed 9 undrafted free agents so far since the draft has been over.
They're pretty serious then about what they're trying to do this year, and they're changing coaches. So I know he probably wants to get all the talent possible. And they signed a Florida A&M safety, Marquise Bell. So we'll see how that goes. Another HBCU product. We want to see as many HBCU players as possible in the league, especially with the impact that they're and attention that they're getting. They should get more players in the league. So also they got a Harvard running back that they signed. So they got a kicker from Texas Tech. We definitely needed a kicker because the kicking game has been off and on, sometimes horrendous. So we'll see what happens there.
Oh yeah, and shout out to Dalvin Cook's younger brother, James Cook, getting drafted by the Bills. I think he's going to make some noise in the league for the next couple of years. He's going to have a lot to prove, especially coming in as a sibling of one of the big name stars. I can see him wanting to make a name for himself as well.
Oh yeah. That's always great to see when you got a sibling that's going into the league. He got drafted by the Bills in the second round, and he's the player too. Also out of Georgia, another one of those Georgia running backs. Extremely deep. All right, let's go to our A plus and A bracket as we talk about the looks at the NFL draft. Let me go ahead and pop that up. So we got quite a few guys here. One of them looks like they might have gotten a hat from Dapper Fan, and that's Nakobe Dean. He is looking crisp, man. The hat to me killed that, just killed that fit. When you're able to wear a hat and you're able to do it like that, to me that was the real deal.
No, yeah, and that was definitely that little finishing touch to where that finished that look for him. Definitely. I don't know how many people saw the whole suit, but he had some sort of weird vest gun holster thing on the outside of the suit. That was white leather. I wasn't really feeling that too much, but then when I saw the full picture with the hat as well, he got the pink in the shoes. It brought it all back. Definitely one of the top looks. My personal favorite look of the red carpet was Kayvon Thibodeau. Just all around very classy, clean. Something, like I said, I could see myself wearing if I had to go to a high fashion event. Keep it kind of subtle, but he has a lot of outlining with the floral print. So
yeah,
definitely like that look.
I agree. And the Kobe Dean, I thought he went in the first, but maybe he did not. He got drafted by the Eagles. Yeah, he went in the third, actually. So he's another one of those guys that were there, but didn't get drafted till later on. But the fit was definitely on point. And I believe I agree with you as well. Thibodeau is a really good look as well. You know, from top to bottom, he really did his thing. No doubt about it. With his look. Also, I like Jermaine Johnson. That gold. I'm not sure what the pattern is, but I think he did well, and I think that's the perfect type of shoe that you want to go with that type of look. So I'll definitely give him some props.
Yeah, so Jermaine Johnson was actually the first player that caught my attention during the draft. So he was walking across the stage, and I was like, hey, you know what? I want to start paying attention to everyone's outfits. So he's the one who kind of got me the spark to say, well, let's just start getting some grades on all these first round outfits. Because that dinner jacket with the suede loafers, that's always a nice, classy look. But he pulled it off well, and like we've mentioned before, all these guys are like 6'2" plus, 250 plus, some of them. So for him being that big, being a D lineman, he pulled that look off like an average sized person.
Yeah, and that's a major point to continue to point out, is that it's not as if these guys are regular heights where they're just able to, go to a regular store and just buy something. No. These dudes are big and muscular. Obviously, they play professional football, so to be able to get that look that Jermaine Johnson got, that's next level right there. And
he also kept it very classy with all the jewelry, not too flashy, and a little fine detail that people might not notice, but he made sure his chain matched the bracelet. So you don't want to have a rope chain with like a Cuban link for the bracelet. You want to make sure your style of neck wear is the same as your wrist wear. Yeah. So definitely points for that as well.
And we got Jameson Williams. He got drafted by the Lions. Liking the look. The shoes, the pants seem a little too flooding for me, but he pulled it off. Give me your take on Jameson Williams?
Yeah, that would be, I would say, of all the A tier, that's why these guys kind of end up in the A tier, just because they were very flashy or nice, but could be considered somewhat controversial depending on people's style. So Jameson Williams, obviously that's not everyone's taste, but again, as far as something that I would wear, yeah, he pulled that off right. I think he did the Yves Saint Laurent on the shoes, or I can't remember exactly, but definitely want some designers for the shoe, which is always going to be a nice look with the matching suit color. So kept it classy with the shirt, didn't try to do too much. So that's why he definitely ended up in the A tier. like you said, the pants are a little high, so that's what kind of separate him out of the A plus and put him in the A tier for me. Just because that's not everyone's taste. Personally, I don't like my pants that high either. So, but overall, great fit though.
Yeah, yeah. Going over to Jordan Davis, he paid his he paid homage to his school. Went to Georgia, so he got the red and red and black. And very nice on the bow tie. Very nice. Not a lot of Thibodeau has a bow tie, but I would have to say I didn't see a lot of bow ties, so that was definitely a good look for him. And I love the stripe going across the jacket, so I was definitely feeling his look.
Yeah, that was something that was actually lacking a lot this year was the ties. A lot of guys didn't go with ties, so if someone had a nice tie on, they still ended up in my list for the most part. We had Evan Neal wearing a tie. We had George Karlaftis with his tie. Ties with a suit, almost a standard. So if you're not going to wear a tie, you got to make sure you make your whole outfit nice. Something that I wanted to mention too is that Jameson Williams and almost everyone in this A tier, except for Sauce Gardner, is actually wearing their suit properly. So that's something a lot of guys that don't wear this stuff. Well, everyone on this page is wearing their suit properly, but including Jermaine Johnson with the jacket. But you don't button both buttons when you're wearing a 2-button. So a lot of people don't know that. So Sauce Gardner, that's part of what dropped him into the A, because personally he had my favorite look, but he had both buttons buttoned and the matching shoes to Malik Willis. So that's the only thing that made him drop down, but he would have been A plus tier for me personally. That was my favorite look of the entire draft. A little flashy with the jewelry, but like we said, it's your big nights, their celebrations, their graduation, new job. So
right, exactly, big time. Yeah. Sauce Gardner, we talked about the shoes with him. He had the same as Malik Willis. I love that baby blue. We're a Tar Heels fans, so you get it. Devin Lloyd is looking clean, man. He looks like he's getting ready to do a concert afterwards, like he's about to serenade some ladies at the Caesar's Palace or something. His look is definitely crisp, man. Not over the top. Jewelry looking clean, not over the top. So I do like Devin Lloyd's look. And again, going back to the size of these guys, Jordan Davis is 6'6", 341. And then going down to Devin Lloyd is 6'3", 237. They're comparing him to a Darius Leonard. But again, going to the size of these guys, it's not easy. And they definitely came through. And I agree with your grading here. I like the A plus. Nakobe Dean to me did it with the hat. We've been talking about hats. We've been wearing hats on these past couple of shows. So I agree with everything here. To me, the top two I would have to go with would be Nakobe Dean and Jermaine Johnson. I'm loving the color combination for Jermaine Johnson, and Nakobe Dean with the hat did it for me.
And shout out to Devin Lloyd also. He would have he really should be in the A plus tier, but it's more of a numbers game. I can't give everybody an A plus, but
yeah,
Devin Lloyd, there's nothing wrong with his fit. Fits perfect, good color scheme. Like you said, he looks classy, ready to go out Vegas night. So honestly, he should be in the A plus. He just didn't bring any of the flash like the guys that were in the A plus. So I had to have something to separate the A plus guys.
Yeah. But that's the looks right there from the NFL draft. Great job putting those together. Tracy, appreciate you on that. And the draft has concluded, so it ended today. So go check out who your team drafted and see who you're going to be watching. If you're an NFL fan, even if you're not and you're a football fan, check out who your team drafted. You may get to know them because they'll be playing on your team in the next couple of months. So,
especially fantasy players out there, you got to start looking at
true.
Do your
research. Yeah, and let's point out Mr. What do they call that? Mr. The last pick in the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Mr. Irrelevant. Yes. So Mr. Irrelevant is Brock Purdy of the Iowa State football team. He got drafted by the 49ers. He is Mr. Irrelevant. He started 46 games to end his career and owns virtually every career school passing record for Iowa State. So it'll be interesting to see if he even gets an opportunity there. But that is Mr. Relevant. We want to make sure to shout him out. So NFL draft is concluded. Next thing up is rookie camps, mini camps, voluntary workouts. So I mean, this thing is about to get going. And in August, we'll be almost in full-fledged NFL. So we got the NBA playoffs going on, but NFL is going to be continuing to brew up. But give me any final thoughts you may have on the NFL draft.
Yeah, real quick, shout out to my Warriors. We got a big series coming up with these Grizzlies, so I gotta see them get some more W's. But yeah, as far as draft wrap up, overall, number one, congratulations to all those guys out there putting in that hard work for all these years to get themselves to that level, and just future success. I want to see you guys all do well. Even the undrafted guys, this is your another shot. Like a lot of people say, the draft doesn't end on the last pick of the draft. It's kind of going to be the last day before training camp. That's when the draft is over. So a lot of movement can happen still. Yeah, just congratulations. They put in that work. I didn't do it.
Yeah, really. I didn't do it either. So shout out to every last one of these guys that got drafted. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do. Cowboy Nation, I know a lot of people are worried. Some people are upset. It's all to be determined. We'll see what happens with these guys. But I think if they're coached right, so I think that is one thing that the Cowboys do have is, especially on defense, I think they'll be coached well on defense. Offense, I don't know. Depends on who the offensive line coach is and if he's going to be able to coach up some of these guys, and especially these penalties, because last year it was a huge problem. So, but I think every last one of these guys, Joe Philbin is the offensive line coach, so hopefully he's got his work cut out for him. But congratulations to every last one of these guys, and from the first pick to the last pick, and they worked all their lives to get here. So the only thing I'll say is continue to work, because the work's not over with yet. But yep, that's the NFL draft. We talked about the looks. Make sure to follow Tracy TK Styles 2K20. We will be back again next month, coming at you with another look. We're looking forward to that. And we can give you a little sneak peek of what. Let me pull my sheet out here. But we're looking at some Mother's Day out attire with May coming up. That'll be really a perfect timing to talk about that. But always great having you on. And any final thoughts or final words?
Oh, no, just make sure you guys are ready for Mother's Day. Get that nice outfit if you're going to take your mom somewhere. Make sure you guys take some nice pictures with them. Yeah.
All right. Definitely take care of your moms. If you have sisters that are moms as well, hook them up. If you have your grandmothers are still living, definitely do that. Maybe take all of them out to a brunch, all in one, clean slate. You can give them a nice gift, whatever it is, but definitely honor your parents, honor your mother, because they're the ones that birthed you. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in tonight, Late Night with BS3. Shout out to my daughter, came on Sonic 2 review. Talked about the CYM, Creating a Minds Basketball League. Then we got Tracy Killian styling with our monthly segment and the NFL draft. So thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend. Let me tell you what's coming up tomorrow on BS3 TV. So starting off at 10, we'll have Overcomers Empowerment Ministries. At 11, we'll have Macedonia Missionary Baptist Church coming up. And then at 2:30, we will have the premiere of the Knuckleheads Chronicle podcast. They'll be coming up. Let me see if I have their. Yeah, I got their information here. So Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, the panel edition. 4 guys doing their thing on the mic, on video. It's definitely going to be worth you checking out. Terry Little, Quinn, K Peeps, and E Digga will be coming at you tomorrow. That'll be the premiere of that show. And then coming up at 4, we will have the Information Man show. So stay tuned for some more great content. We got content every single day. We got content for everybody. Whatever you're interested in, we got it on the channel. So you guys have a great night, and we will see you next month. Have a good one.
All right. Thank you to the viewers, and shout out to the BS3 Network family.
Appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe. BS3 TV on Roku. Shout out to all. I agree with you. Shout out to all the BS3 Network family. Continue the hard work. We are definitely building something big, and we are doing it on radio, TV, podcasting. We got everything. So have a great night. Peace.